What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Dom's Crypto, where we talk about cryptocurrencies and blockchain. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss your regular dose of crypto. Today we're going to be focusing on an educational material on Bitcoin itself. For those of you who are new to the crypto space, you might be wondering what Bitcoin actually is. In fact, majority of the world have no idea what Bitcoin is capable of, how it's different from regular money, and what are the advantages of Bitcoin. So this is what we're going to be focusing on today. So how would I describe Bitcoin? To start off, we can call it a digital currency. It's a currency that lives on the internet and it was born on the internet. It's also generated, and what I mean by generated, you can call it mining, and mining is a very popular word in the crypto space. So mining is basically the way Bitcoin gets generated. So digital currency. Bitcoin might also be described as store of value, but I've put a question mark at the end. The reason being is many may argue that the significant drops in the value of Bitcoin do not make it a store of value at this moment in time. Others, however, might argue that since the beginning of Bitcoin, the price has been constantly going up. If you look at the long-term picture, it started with a couple of cents in price, and right now it sits at around $7,000. But as time passes and we see exactly where Bitcoin price lands and how it grows in popularity, we'll be able to remove that question mark to make it a store of value. But right now, let's leave it there. Bitcoin might also be described as freedom of finance. Basically a way for you to manage your own assets. Nobody can take your Bitcoin away from you. And it also removes the middleman when it comes to transferring value. So if you want to send someone Bitcoin, there is no bank. There is no government that oversees the transaction. It's just you and the person receiving. This is great for over-the-border payments, especially in countries where there's high inflation and the local currency goes down against other bigger currencies like US dollar, British pound, or euros. An example of that would be Venezuela, where recently there has been a massive inflation of the currency and people's savings went down in price dramatically. So by owning Bitcoin, the government in Venezuela cannot inflate your savings. So those who held Bitcoin remained pretty stable in terms of their savings. So we've got a couple of words there, or a couple of phrases that describe Bitcoin. So we've got freedom of finance, a digital currency, and a store of value, potentially. But we can also describe it as a cost-effective payment solution. So right now, if you decide to transfer a big sum of money across the borders, let's say it's $1 million, the fees are going to be astronomical. They're going to be in thousands of dollars. Whereas if you transfer the same amount using Bitcoin, your fees are going to be not bigger than $10. And this is the beauty about Bitcoin when it comes to transferring value from person to another. Another important thing about Bitcoin is that it's open source. Its design is public. Nobody owns or controls Bitcoin, and everyone can take part. So there is no overseeing body which can switch off Bitcoin at any given moment. It's totally distributed. It's totally public. You cannot stop Bitcoin. We've mentioned Bitcoin being inflation proof when it comes to your savings in countries like Venezuela, which we've given as an example. But Bitcoin itself is a deflationary currency. You cannot print more Bitcoin than there is. So maximum supply is 21 million Bitcoins, and there will never be more in the world. Right now, the amount that's been already mined is 18.3 million. So that's 87% of the maximum supply is already in the circulation. Governments print money whenever they wish to, and by printing money, the value of your savings goes down. Bitcoin fixes this. As we said, you cannot print more Bitcoin and you'll never be able to do it. So if you're new to this space, I hope you've learned something today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you share it to spread the Bitcoin virus. This is it for today. I will see you in the next one.